Alright guys, welcome to this tutorial. We are going to be covering some lighting, some basic lighting setup, right? And I'm going to be showing you how I lighted up this axe, which is modeled by James, right? Probably I'm going to put a link to his Instagram and his YouTube channel. He's a friend and a colleague of mine. Yeah, so he modeled the axe and asked me to do the lighting and kind of make it like a tutorial. And so here goes nothing. Okay, so I've got the axe in my scene, and it's a really good, pretty detailed axe which he sculpted and modeled, right? I guess he's gonna cover a tutorial on that on his own channel on how to create something similar. So if you're interested in that, you can check his page. He has a tutorial on how he modeled and textured these medieval assets, right? Yeah, so here goes nothing. So what I usually do, always want to work up with the references, right? So I'm just gonna go up on Pinterest and I just went to Pinterest, right, and just search for 3D axe, right? And this is so I have you have a bunch of references that you can pick from, right? So you're just gonna go with whichever style of lighting you'd want, right? So I'm just gonna pick something. I think I'll pick this, right? And I have this thing here called PRF. It's for like reference holder, right? Good. Let me see. It'll work this way. Yeah. So I see. I just basically drag it into this reference. So it's called PRF. This is the application, right? I think it's a free app called PRF. You can just download it to have your reference images. You could still be working on this tab and it's still like covering, right? Because it has like a mode where you can have it always on top when you want it to be always in your scene. So you could have like several images for reference sake. So I'm going to working with this. Let me see if I can grab something similar to that light setup. So let's just go. This is going to be a very easy, very, very easy and basic light setup, basically. Not so complicated. Okay, let's go with this white as well, this white. Let's see, something else. Okay, so far I have like three reference. I could expand my reference pair. I could scale the images, right, to fit. This is a PNG image. Okay, interesting. So I could scale them up, do add ones, and just right click to just drag around. Yeah, so now we have our reference, right? You can see I can hover on it in Blender, and it has similar medieval style. So I could zoom into it. You can see very similar to this style. Can you see? Yeah. So what I normally like to do, just basically just going to switch to my render tab. I'm going to switch to circles, right? Because circles, of course, it gives the more realistic light bounces and look. So I'm just going to switch to that, and basically I'm going to Shift A, add my light. My favorite light, it's area light. I love working area light a lot. I'm gonna scale this up. Let me set the origin to object. Set cursor to selected. Yeah. So I can just scale it here and basically go to the light and increase the power. Like let me use like 100 for now. Right, and I am going to go to my world settings here and take down the gray to black. I want like a pitch black setup, right? Yeah, so I'm going to add like a backdrop to this. So just add a shift A mesh plane. My plane is up here, just bring it down here. S to scale. Oh, sorry. Let me switch to my shader tab. It's kind of hanging. Set origin to I think the origin is kind of messed up. Let me just set origin to All right, so I can now scale this way, and I create a backdrop, go to edit mode, go to edge selection, select this edge here, and E to extrude on the Z-axis this way, select this edge, press Ctrl B to bevel, and just use the roll wheel button, the scroll wheel button, right, and add more edge loops, and go back to your object mode, right click to shade smooth, right, so we have a kind of a gray background. So I can go back to my render view here. So let me set up my camera, right, let me add a camera object, sorry, go to your camera and add a camera. So you can just snap to your camera and lock to view and just basically zoom out and just position your camera. So I'm going to change the orientation of the camera. Come to this output here and make here 1080 by 920. So you're basically switching X for Y. So make here 1080 and then make this 1920. So I'm switching it because of the axe, right? We are having a axe standing vertically. So that's why I'm doing this. It's not necessary, but I'm just gonna do it for the tutorial. Yeah, so something like this, right? Awesome. Yeah, so you could set your material for the plane. So select the plane, go to the material, shader here, add a new material, and then you can give it any color. So I'm going to go with something like this, like it's on the black side. So but go to the blue, make it really dark, right? Yeah, on the dark side, I guess. Yeah, something like this. Something like this works, right? Yeah, so I'm going to turn off this grid. It's kind of obstructing my view. So you're going to come to, I think it's around, where is it? Where's that grid? I want to check it off. Yeah, just turn off this floor here. So we don't see this stuff here. So I'm good with this axis thing here showing. So this is fine by me. So I'm just going to add an area light. So let me split my screen into two, right? So take out this stuff here and snap out of the camera from this scene here. So I basically just want to shift this backdrop back a bit. I feel like it's just too close. I don't want the ground to show. Something like this is fine by me. Yes. So let's see our reference again. So now like for the background, there's this radial light behind it. So I'm going to make sure this light is not casting on our background. You guys can see we don't want this, but for now, let's just leave this for now. So what I would do here, I'm going to add a new light, Shift A light. Let's use a point light. So we have a point light, right? So just move your point light. I don't know why the axis is not snapping properly, but let me just correct that. Right click on it, go to snap, selected to cursor selected, yeah. So we have this, so you can increase the intensity of the light. So you have something like this, move it away a little bit.
Okay, I found this on the web for how long it is. Check it out.
All right, so I have the spotlight at the back of the axe. So when I turn off the area lights, you can see we have like a kind of like a seal head, right? Which is cool, but that's not what we're looking for. So we just want this, and now I'm going to activate something called light linking, meaning that this area light here is only going to affect the axe and not the plane. So for some reason, the object of origin keeps changing. I don't know how to fix that yet. I think the settings that he did on the project, which I'm gonna ask to fix. But for now, I'm just gonna keep managing it for now like this. Yeah. So for now, I'm gonna do the light linking, whereby this area light does not affect the the plane. So for now, let me just rotate the area light on the x-axis, right? Sorry, R to rotate on the x-axis. So I want to have something like this. So I'm gonna have it on this side. Don't know why it's hanging. Just gonna have it on this side. I'm gonna rotate it on the y-axis. This way, right? Here. So let's see. So it's affecting the background, which I don't want. So I'm going to turn that off by creating like a light link. So how do you do that, right? So you select your lights, you go to your properties here, object data here, and just go to shading. You see light linking. So add a new light linking, right? So what you're gonna do now, you're going to basically drag your plane, which is this, I think this one here, into this space here. So just click and drag. Sorry. Yeah, so click and drag it. So click and drag your plane from here into here. And then uncheck this box here. And you notice that the light is no longer affecting the plane. So that's how I create like a light linking setup for my project. Okay, so let's move forward. So for this area spotlight, I'm just going to select that and just move it down this way, bring it forward. Let me go to the brightness and just adjust it a little bit. I'm going to expand the radius so it's not very sharp. I want like a soft touch on it. Something like this works for me. So let's rotate this in this axis. And then I'm going to go to edit mode, select this edge, and change my axis to local, and then just basically just put it up just to cover the top here. So I want something in this form. So I'm gonna add one more light to my scene. So Shift A, go to your, make sure you go to your object mode. Okay guys, so I kind of figured out how to change that origin issues we're having. So I'm gonna come here and yeah, right here, just switch it to median point. Yeah. So let me add a new object to C. Okay, fine. This works. All right. So let's see what we have here in our Arena tab. And let me switch to Eevee for now, just to keep things simple. Let's just use Eevee for now, all right? Okay, yeah. So we have one area light here, and we have one spotlight, which helps with the little bit of light in the background, right? So I'm just gonna add one more light setup. So Shift A, come to light, one more area light here, and let's just bring that. So we need something for the rim. So we need something for the rim. Let's bring out the PureRef again. Okay. So we want this rim light, something like this around here. So we want it for the edges of our arcs to show all the details from the back. So how you achieve that is just by adding a light for the rim. So I'm using an area light for that. So just basically R to rotate. Let's turn the y-axis 90 minus 90 degree right to face the side. So let's scale S to scale on the x-axis to make it long enough for our arcs, right? So we just want to shift it back and R to rotate on the x-axis. So change it back to global. R to rotate on the z-axis and just make sure it's basically facing your axe this way. Then let's go and increase the strength. Put it like 100. So you can see our rim light already very, very visible. You could scale it more if you want to. Yeah, I think this is okay. Yeah, this is okay for what I'd want. This is perfect, right? Then I can just give it like a warm orange tone. So you can give it any color you want. You can see a green rim light, right? A blue, pink. It just depends on the kind of tone and the vibe you're going for, right? So I don't want anything crazy, just something really warm, right? Just something really the warm side. Yeah, I think this works, right? Yeah, so I'll just basically position the other light here. I don't need too bright, so now let's have a more dynamic um position of our axe, just like how we have here in the axe. We have to like kind of instead of it standing looking like boring this way, it might not be that boring because when we go to render image, right? You can see they have something pretty decent. And this is EV, like this is very decent for EV 4.4, right? Yeah, 4.4. Like it's not so bad at all for EV. Trust me, not so bad at all and very fast. So if you want to have a more dynamic game position, you can just so since we have several parts, right? We could just add an empty, shift A, look for an empty, right? You can just bring it here. Just bring it somewhere. Anywhere doesn't matter, just somewhere you can just rotate the whole axe. So you can select all the parts of the axe, right? Just click and drag. So let me go to X-ray mode so I make sure hold shift select everything, every part of the axe, right? And also the bottom part as well. Yeah, so I would have to deselect this empty. So I'll just go to my selection, click on this particular one here, the third one here to remove a selection that you don't want, right? So I'm going to like go back to this option here, the first one, and hold down shift and make sure you select the empty last, right? So this is going to be the parent of the selection. So press Ctrl P, parent with object keep transform. So now you're going to be using the empty to basically move the whole of the axe. So I'm just going to rotate it. Press R to rotate on the x-axis, right? Just bring it down a little bit this way, and you can just rotate on the z-axis to. Let's see. Let's try on the y. R to rotate on the y to just no. X, yeah, X now, yeah, and then R to rotate on the z-axis. Z. Yeah, something like this. That's what I'm looking for. Just move it this way to fit into the frame. Yeah, I think I'm cool with this. So basically just going to position my lights. I'm just trying to reposition the light to get the best fit. Let me rotate an x-axis to bring it down a little bit. Because I wanted to catch all these carvings that's here. So I think this works. So this works here. So you could change this to whichever color you want, right? Of course, it's gonna be crazy. I just want something to the white side, but almost to the cream side of things, not blue. Just to the warm side of things because the background is really giving like a blue warm vibe. So something like this is not so bad, right? Just reduce intensity a bit. So now I can switch to my circles render to tests to see what we have here. So render image. Yeah, I think this is not so bad at all. You could increase your sample count if you want something more very detailed, right? Yeah, so you could save your image. Yeah, so that's it. Very cool. Very, very basic, basically. So you could go to image and basically save it. Let's just save this. Um, just name it Ax1, save PNG, save image, right? So it's done. Yeah, so that's it. You could just pick a different angle if you want to. Let's go to my render view. You can go more close up. You can basically pick any part that you want to, right? Yeah, you could go render. So let's say you want to have like a more close-up shots of your work, right? So you can just do more close-up shots. Once it's done, you can just go and save image, save, right? Axe, blade, right? Blade. You can just save this, close. If you want to pick the wood, you can do the same with the wood, right? Or the arm area. You can just do the same thing basically. Go on a close up of it. You want to like show how you spent hours texturing the later parts of this. You can just do that as well. Yeah, and that's how you do. Just render any angle you want and make sure your background is showing. Make sure it's not out of frame. And you can save it. If you need to reposition your light and your backdrop, you can basically go ahead and reposition it. Then you can go and save your image, right? For example, if I want to have a shot like this, for example, right? Let's say a shot like this now. Now you can see that my backdrop is out of the way. So I can basically just move the backdrop just for the shots. You get, it doesn't really matter. You can just move it just for both of the shots. I really on the Z-axis. Rotate on the X-axis. Yeah, can you see? So render image. Just make sure that your backdrop is not really showing. The background is not showing transparency. So you can see it's not even perfect. So I can just carry the lights. Let me cancel this. I can just take the where's that area light now? Sorry, spotlight. I can just take it here. Just to make sure I'm not having like a pitch black in my image. Do you understand now? I can just bring it here like this. So there's some sort of lights. So you go to render image. You can see now it's no longer pitch black. I have some kind of like silhouette showing the background. So it's not just black, pitch black. So you can just go ahead and manipulate your scene to get the desired shot that you want. So you can see my wood. Everything is looking all fresh and good. Yeah, so I hope this helps with the basic light setup for your scene. So do have a great one, guys. If you have any question, you can just send a message to any comment section, and see you in the next one. Cheers.